Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
And I'm Marsha Parker.
And we are here to do yet another in-theater review for this Halloween season of 2015. And today we're going to be tackling the brand new Guillermo Del Toro phenomenon by the name of Crimson Peak. So Marsha, why don't you let everyone know what Crimson Peak was about?
Well, it was definitely not what I was expecting. Going into it, it's a haunted house story. So I was really excited because, that's my favorite. So we started off with Edith. She's the main character, and she kind of does this whole monologue of, oh, I believe in ghosts, and this is why. Starts off where, she's a writer trying to make a name for herself, and then she meets this new guy. He was new to town. He's from England. He was called a baronet. Baronet, yeah. And he kind of wins her heart, and her dad wasn't having any of it, so he hires a detective, found out some information he wasn't quite keen on, bribes him to go away. Well, long story short, her dad dies, and she goes off and runs away with him to Crimson Peak anyways, and that's when you get into the ghost story and then the rest of why her dad wasn't so keen on her new love interest.
Exactly. Not everything is what it seems, and the movie was not exactly what it presented itself to be, judging from the trailers.
No.
To that end, you guys, I do feel like we would be betraying our viewers not to mention the fact that this movie presents very much like a ghost story, but beyond the ghost parts you see in the trailer, there's really not a whole lot more. There is more, but not a whole lot more. The movie ends up being more of a mystery than a ghost story.
Yeah, and they tell us that in the beginning when she was talking about her story and about how the ghost is really just a metaphor and so on and so forth, and then that's what it becomes in the whole bit, I mean, it really was. Anyway, so the ghost represented Thomas Sharp's, her love interest's past, his past wives that ended up dead, and even his past mother, who was very past.
Yeah, all this stuff sort of comes into play as the mystery unravels. Let's get into kind of what we liked about the movie, I think.
Okay.
That's kind of how we've been doing the in-theater reviews. So what did you like about it?
I liked the way it was shot. I thought the set design was amazing. It was very beautiful. They did a great job fitting the times that they were presenting to us. And the acting was good. I enjoyed the acting.
That's fair. Yep, that's all fair. We're trying not to spoil too much for you guys. It's pretty straightforward. I did indeed enjoy the acting as well. Everyone's doing like this sort of Victorian looking era thing. But yeah, all the actors did their thing and they did it well. Beyond the acting though, I agree. The movie was gorgeous looking. It was one of the top things, probably the top thing about the movie. Guillermo's vision came to life in an absolutely amazing way. It was just beautiful. And I'm not a huge fan of period pieces, but with the backdrop of the story and stuff, I was able to warm up to the story anyway, what amount of story there was. But just the beautiful set design and the amazing cinematography and the, just wonderful sweeping shots and, just amazing reveals. The set designer deserves as much credit as the cinematographer, honestly.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. Like, the house was amazing. And it wasn't just the grandeur of it all. There was a lot of not so great parts of it that made it so cool. Yeah, it was very decayed, cold, but yet warm in places.
Right.
It was really cool the way they brought that together.
Yeah, and they had a sort of a separate room for a separate function throughout the movie. Like the bedroom was a particular place where sometimes things were encountered, and then we got to see Thomas's office, which was workshop, I should say. That was cool. And then there's the whole sub-level of the house, which was really not quite as scary as I was anticipating it to be from the trailer.
They made it sound like, don't go down there. Like, it was a really horrible, gross, and almost like a hellish place. That's what I got.
Yeah,
but then we went there.
It was just a big room of
Clay?
Something, yeah, vats of clay, really. I was like, oh, that's it, really? I mean, it made sense for the story, but it wasn't what we were hoping from the trailer, They made it sound like it was going to be something deep and dark and bad, but that was in the scripting, rather. That was our problem with that. The problem with the cinematography was not there. The problem with the set designer was not there.
Yeah.
Like, that was firing on all cylinders. Now, let's get into what we didn't like. Obviously, we've said that the story was a little disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was getting into a movie that was going to be more like The Haunting, like a new Haunting where the ghosts are trying to capture her and keep her there. And that wasn't the case. Kind of takes away the whole, like, I went to go watch a ghost story and didn't get one, which was kind of disappointing. I mean, I guess that's all I really have.
Yeah, there wasn't, beyond the story, it was just a well-executed film, so it's tough to fault anything. But I agree with you, the lack of ghostage.
It wasn't very scary.
No, it wasn't very scary, and there was just a couple of creepy things more than scary things.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot of, that might be a positive for some people, where there's not a lot of what some might consider manufactured jump scares. There's not a lot of just something passing right in front of the camera in order to scare you.
But there was a little bit of that.
But it was more in the background, and those are never quite as scary because they're not as jarring for people to watch.
I thought it was still a little predictable.
No, I agree.
I thought that the scares were a little predictable and wasn't executed to enough. Where the actress wasn't even that scared. Like, she was scared, but she really wasn't in the end.
Not that scared. No, in fact, yeah,
she would
way
call
less.
Up
To
them. And,
way less scared than I thought she would be, considering all that was going on around her. Now, the other part of the bad in this situation is we can spin it to a good in so much as the ghosts were good enough that we wanted more of them.
Yeah.
They were cool. And I should give a shout out, I think, in my opinion, to Doug Jones, who ended up playing two different ghostly characters from the film. And that's why they were so good at moving creepily at times and the spindly limbs and fingers, rather. That was all credit to Doug Jones's acting work.
Yeah.
So shout out to him, because I love his work so much.
The ghosts were amazing.
Yeah.
I just thought that they could have played a bigger role.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, any final thoughts? Like, if this house developed into a thing that, maybe Guillermo would go back to for Crimson Peak 2 somehow? I don't know how they would necessarily do it, but...
I would probably watch it on Netflix.
Fair enough.
I think that there are the makings there where someone could go back and, the ghost would still be there and some things could happen. Somebody could want revenge. Chances that the ghosts could help or whatever. I don't know. There is something there that they could go back to, but I don't think there was enough in the first movie to really
warrant a return trip to the theater. All right, that's fair.
I thought it was a really cool set and it was a great concept. I just wish it gave me what I was going to watch for.
Fair enough. I can't fault you for that. I kind of agree with you on basically everything, so.
My experience with ghost stories is that if you're going to have a ghost movie, make it a ghost movie. Otherwise, why are you wasting your time and our money?
Yeah, don't bill it as a big ghost movie when that's not a huge part of the thing.
If
it's just a little frustrating.
If you want it to be a murder mystery, then make it a murder mystery. Anyways, that's my piece.
Fair enough. All right. Well, that's going to do it for our review of the currently in theaters movie Crimson Peak, at least when we're around the time we're putting this out. This is on YouTube, guys. Who knows when you're going to watch this.
Right.
But yeah, we didn't want to spoil too much. Thank you guys for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Marcia Parker.
And remember, stay scared.